each of you a minute or so to do some key takeaways, and we'll do it in the order of presentation. If you'd just like to bullet point style some things that you'd really like the audience to remember from your presentation. About a minute. We're going to start with you, Matt. Some key takeaways, please.
Sure. Yeah, the key takeaways would be to work with the attorney. If you're a damage expert, work with the attorney to understand the facts of the case so that the model you choose, the damage period over which you perform your calculation fits the facts of the case. And as I highlighted a few cases, if we're not calculating things as the plaintiff claimed or how the plaintiff has actually been harmed, then the expert is at risk of getting excluded. And then I would make sure that once you've done your calculation, your projection of lost revenue, that you do some sanity tests on it. You compare it to other methods of projecting lost revenue. You compare it to how other companies maybe in the industry have performed during that time period. Just battle test it a little bit and get comfortable with it so that you can withstand cross-examination.
Well, thank you for that, Matt, and thank you for your time today. Let's go to Tyson. Tyson Mietus, some key takeaways, please.
Sure. So the main takeaway that I would like to discuss briefly here is that an incremental cost analysis, although it may start with kind of a simple fixed versus variable analysis, in other words, looking at a business's expenses, determining which expenses are fixed, which are variable. But it's important to go deeper and to make sure that whatever the projected lost revenues are, that if that revenue is such that fixed costs might become incremental, or that it changes the underlying business significantly, that you really have to understand the expenses on a bit deeper level to make sure you've accounted for all incremental costs that are appropriate. And then again, courts have made it very clear that they're not interested in gross profits, they're interested in net profits.
And thank you to Tyson Mietus for the fine job you did today. Finally, Will Boesen, we're up to you for your key takeaways.
Yeah, and first and foremost, the key takeaway is always remember your discount rate should reflect the riskiness of the cash flows being discounted. If you're discounting lost profits from the operations of a business, a risk-free rate, a debt rate are not appropriate. It should be the weighted average cost of capital. Secondly, just remember that the cost of equity is a component of the weighted average cost of capital. You need to incorporate debt with the cost of equity to get to a WACC. Also, the specific company risk premium, sometimes it might be necessary, but just keep in mind it's really easy to attack, and often specific company risk is a double count of other risk factors you've already included in your cost of capital. And then finally, not only do the research into intervening factors, work with your clients to come up with intervening factors, and make sure to document them. It really creates a report that stands up to scrutiny much better if you've got those intervening factors listed out.